Hi all, weekly insight video. It's Monday about 7 o'clock at the moment UK time. I usually do this on a Sunday, but I was away on a boat. I was fortunate enough to be invited away on a yacht, so yeah, that was really nice, really good experience. I recommend it if you ever get the chance. Anyway, yeah, I'll do it now. I don't think it would have made much difference to what I'm going to talk about really. So first of all, a quick review of stuff that happened last week. Now, I'm actually tethered to my phone here, so the internet might be a bit slow. So yeah, just a quick look at last week. So I actually didn't do too well last week. I'm not surprised I didn't do amazingly actually. So just looking at obviously I've got the fund in general. So the fund is currently 1% down over since August. Sorry, not the beginning of August, since July. That should be updated to today's date. But anyway, yeah, so we're about 1% down. You've got a little chart here. Now, last week I took a big loss on the UK 100. So if we just call up a chart here for that, UK 100, and I suppose we'll just look at the dailies, daily chart. So yeah, I'd actually got short here, went all the way down here, and I let it run to my stop, which was up here. So I took a big loss on that actually, which is a real pain in the ass. As you can see, it's still running high, all down to market manipulation and money printing and all those exciting things, which is actually killing me for another thing, which I've not mentioned on here, but that's the aim of my investing section, is to talk about kind of investing. And I've actually got a lot of shorts on the indices going down and other things like my my ISAs and some options and stuff. But anyway, as you can see, we're kind of heading towards the highs again on the FTSE. FTSE is quite an interesting one to talk about actually. Let's go, let's just have a look at the monthly. So, you know, if we go back to, you can see we've got the 2000.com crash here. Well, hang on, let's go 7,000. It didn't actually make 7,000. I thought it did actually, but it didn't. You know, so it nearly made 7,000 in the year 2000. Had a crash back to 2008. Almost got there. Had a crash, and you can see why we're thinking about crashes now. But this is massively bullish when you look at it on a monthly here, which is a bit scary really, because the financial world is not in great shape. But it's all down to this money printing and governments, politicians having lots of fun. But anyway, I don't want to go too much into fundamentals. This is supposed to be it's kind of technical stuff. But anyway, I want that to crash, even though I don't have any short-term trades open on it. So yeah, that was that. Yeah, small win on Jappy and a small win on US oil. Now, again, a bit upset with US oil. In that, what did I do? I got long about here, so my entry was really good. Now, just before I went on my holiday the other day, I'd seen this. We made some pips, and I brought my stop up, I think, to around here. Obviously, it's then since rallied, so I made about £3 sterling on that, which is pretty much nothing. And now it's gone on a bit of a proper walk. So I should have stuck to my guns. I should have been you know, should have played the trade out. However, in my defence, I knew that I wouldn't be able to look at it whilst I was away, so I thought, let's lock it in, and then, you know, then you got a coin flip, see where it goes, and that didn't go in my favour. So that was that one. So anyway, yeah, all in all, not a great. I took a big loss on the UK 100 because I'd maxed out to 100% risk. Sorry, 1% risk, so the maximum risk I'll take on. But then I also did something I shouldn't have done, in which I pushed my stop out by another 15 pips because the market closed. I can't remember if it was the weekend or for the day, very near to my stop. And I did have some reasoning in there, which I don't actually hate. Yeah, I just don't like it when the market closes too close to your stop order. When it's the indices, because it can gap, and you know they actually actively go swallowing up trades. So I moved it out for a bit for that. So I'm not too gutted about that. But what did add up was a significant amount on the rollover, because I'd had the trade rolling over for quite a while. So anyway, yeah, a few things to point out there regarding the week itself. So let's have a look at let's go and look at some weekly analysis stuff. Again, there's not too much in there because, quite honestly, so weekly insight, that's kind of the point of this video, isn't it? Quite honestly, I think the markets are a bit cruddy at the moment. So I did a kind of trade review. I've not got too much risk on the table there. Obviously, news events, there's some stuff coming. Well, it's already come out actually on Monday. So that's there. More stuff coming up on Tuesday with the pound and the USD. Yeah, other than that, there's not really too much I'm interested in getting in. I mean, if you're a kind of continuation trader, all the pound pairs look kind of weak at the moment. Again, it's not something I particularly look for, but pretty much if you pick any of them, yeah, I mean, pound's looking very weak there on the daily. You also see the same thing on the weekly. It looks probably even more weaker on that. And so on. So they're all doing that. US dollars looking a little bit weak as well. So am I just making that up? Where did I see that? Yeah, probably would have been on the first one. Euro, Aussie. No, okay. Well, anyway, it is feeling a little bit weak. And if I just whip this over here from monitor number 4, you'll see that I've actually captured quite a bit on the USD CAD here, so we're up 222 pips on that one. So let's just have a quick look at that whilst we're here. USD CAD. Yeah, so that's moving. Yeah, that's moving quite nice and short now. Yeah, I'm confusing myself because I'm in the weekly. Let's just look at the daily. Yeah, and that's kind of running down, and we'll just let that run for now. I've got a limit on that support and resistance trade. So yeah, that's all doing that. I say there's nothing particularly set up. I did see Aussie CAD. What have I got here? So that was actually a trade that I wouldn't mind it of taking, but I'm actually already in Aussie, another trade, one trade in Aussie. So I'm looking to my right again to that monitor, and 2 trades in Canadian dollar. So I don't really want to play it, but yeah, I think this is starting to look short and could break through. You know, we could see this moving down from these previous highs and resistance. But anyway, I'm basically doing that trade already. So yeah, that's that from me. I don't think there's anything else to add. I would, if you fancy it, I would go and have a little look in the kind of musing section. I've got one on there on being modern day entrepreneur. I also did another little one, which I just add on the end here, which I haven't posted that on Facebook because I don't want to post all of them. But this is just a little story, if you like, which I spotted it floating around LinkedIn, and I've seen it before, but it's about Colonel Sanders, the KFC dude, and it basically goes through his life, and he had a lot of setbacks throughout his life until he came up with KFC, which he did at the grand old age of 88, somewhere between 65 and 88, which point he went from broke to being a billionaire. And I personally like those stories because, you know, I remember going through this in my early 20s. Oh, it's too late to do this. Oh, you're too late to go travelling. Oh, you're too late to do this. And yeah, it's all a load of bollocks. It's never too late, right? That's what I believe in. I really believe that. It's never too late to try something new. It's never too late to learn some Christ. It's never too late to learn anything. And for my money, what else have you got? If you're not learning, you're pretty much dead, right? And that's the way I'd like to approach life. But that's getting a little bit too deep. Just said that. So have a look at some of the musings because, yeah, I do like to put them in there. So any feedback would be great. Anything else you want to comment on, go for it. I'm going to try not to post too much stuff on Facebook, but everything goes on the website. So leave me some feedback, share it, like it, whatever you like, and make sure you live the dream. Woo! Yeah, have fun, y'all.